Hi everyone, it's Roger here from What's On at DisneyPlus.com. It's time for a quick Disney Plus news roundup. We're going to be sharing my thoughts on Star Wars Ahsoka, which comes out next week on Disney Plus, and much more. But before we go any further, make sure you do hit that subscribe button to keep up with the latest Disney Plus news. Okay, so let's start off talking about Ahsoka, which is going to be coming to Disney Plus on Wednesday, the 23rd of August. We're getting 2 episodes down, new episodes dropping each week afterwards. So I got to watch the very first 2 episodes this morning, and I love them. They were so good. Can't do a full review yet, but just kind of give my brief outline. Really good, very kind of a little bit slower pace. That first episode was a bit slower, but it kind of feels like a hybrid between like Andor and The Mandalorian. A slower paced story, but with those big moments that you would want from Star Wars, you know, lightsaber fights, space fights, things like that in there. You've got a fantastic opening sort of scene involving the new villains, and they just come across as badass. And yeah, it's just fantastic. Sabine in here is fantastic. What I really like as well is this kind of takes everything from the Rebels cartoon and kind of brings it up to date and brings us into like the new live action zone. You know, it kind of plays on some of the stuff that we've seen in The Mandalorian. So if you've watched the previous stuff, you'll be fine and you'll be up to date, but also at the same time it sets it up so if you haven't watched those cartoons, you will know what's going on. They'll explain what's going on and how things connect and stuff, and that will get set up really nicely. So, but yeah, it was just a really enjoyable 2 episodes. So they were about 50 minutes each, so that's kind of quite good to kind of get going, especially watching them back to back. I think that's a good thing that they're doing because it allows you to kind of really get pulled into the show. It's just kind of like weird watching like Rebels. It's basically like a live action version of Rebels, really, with all the different characters and stuff in here. Special effects look good. The stories, you know, and it's kind of got like a long story. It doesn't look like it's not. They're not going to be going off and doing like mini quests. They might do some later episodes. I don't think they will. It looks like it's very much based on a story where they're going with, and it kind of felt like a movie. To be fair, I'm really looking forward to seeing where this one goes. Can't wait to watch the next episode. But yeah, 2 thumbs up. Definitely looking forward to watching the rest of it. I'll do a full written review next week when I can pick one up. But yeah, so that was Ahsoka. Keeping on the topic of Ahsoka, if you're heading to Disneyland from next Wednesday when the show drops on Disney Plus, you're going to be able to meet Ahsoka at the Galaxy's Edge area inside Disneyland, California. I don't know how long this is going to be going on for. I imagine it'll be on for most of the time that the show's going, and hopefully in the future. Unfortunately, not available at Walt Disney World yet. The trouble is at Walt Disney World, because of the Star Cruiser there, they kind of have to tie everything in a little bit more with timings of like the timeline, and so therefore they can't have different characters coming in because it messes with the story. But that hotel will be closing down at the end of September, and then should kind of free things up a little bit more. So they've already been kind of bringing The Mandalorian over to Galaxy's Edge, but yeah, so I expect to start seeing Ahsoka there too. I love it when Disneyland and Disney World do these kind of things. I think it's always pretty cool when they do it. But let's know, are you going to be checking out Ahsoka at Disneyland? Let me know in the comments below. One of the most annoying things about Disney since the growth of streaming for many movie fans is that they don't release a lot of their films now on physical media, and in some countries like Australia, they're not even releasing them anymore. And that's something that's going to continue to happen as more and more of us move to digital purchases and streaming, and those physical media numbers have just continued to drop. Now, obviously, recently we've seen lots of films get pulled off the streaming service, and you know, people are obviously upset about that, especially movie fans. And one thing that people have been asking for from Disney is, why don't they release more of their films on physical media while they want to get people locked into the streaming service? You know, it's additional revenue. They make extra money from it. And it looks like Disney has been listening to this, because they're going to be releasing Prey on physical media, including Blu-ray, 4K and DVD on October the 3rd. And it's going to be coming with a whole host of different bonus features, including deleted scenes, making of, audio commentary, etc. Everything that you would expect. So there's going to be a special box version as well from Best Buy with like special artwork. And this, I think, is a fantastic move for so many fans, especially of this film, because it is a really good film. At the minute, you can only watch on Hulu in the US and on Disney Plus around the world. Is the fact that, yeah, why not put it out on physical media? Why not try and get extra bit of cash from it? I understand putting films on streaming first, you know, for these kind of things, and you're trying to encourage people over. But at a certain point, doesn't really make a lot of sense for them not to do this. So I'm hoping we start seeing a little bit more of this, especially with Disney looking to make more money. You know, if there's any market for this kind of stuff, maybe do a limited run or something like that. But I think definitely the idea of them putting out Prey on physical media is a really good sign of them listening to the audience and just kind of realizing that, you know, there is still a market there, there's still some money to be made, and that's the most important thing. But are you going to be picking up Prey? And what other sort of movies and series from Disney Plus and Hulu would you like to see released on physical media? Love to hear your thoughts on that in the comments below. Moving on from there, let's now talk about what's new on Disney Plus today, which includes a brand new animated special, Lego Disney Princess The Castle Quest. You've also got a new Latin American special, When Frank Met Carlitos. Now, I'll be honest, I haven't watched either one of those two. I was going to watch the Lego one this morning, but I ended up getting early access to Ahsoka, and as you might expect, I wanted to watch that instead. So I am going to try and watch this new Lego Princess one. It's a little bit longer than I thought it was going to be. It's about 50 minutes, so it's not just a 5-8 minute short. It's a full proper special, and yeah, it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. I like Lego, and so I'm going to give this one a go. But let us know, are you going to be checking this one out over the weekend? Love to hear your thoughts on that in the comments below. In our comment today, which comes from Kyle in reference to yesterday's What's Coming to Disney Plus in September, who went on to say, I'm hoping that Nautilus or Monsters at Work Season 2 or the Spiderwick Chronicles will be released on Disney Plus in September. Now, I think all three of them, obviously they've been in development for a while, but I think we do have to realise, especially with Disney right now, is they are spreading out that content. They do not want everything all sort of dropping at once. I think the Spiderwick Chronicles are probably the most likely to arrive at some point pretty soon, because they put up some posters and stuff at the San Diego Comic-Con last month, so there's at least something going on there. Now, that might make a little bit more sense maybe for the Halloween season, but it depends if they're ready for that. That might, I think this year might be Goosebumps, they might hold on to it. They are stretching out this content. And as far as like Monsters at Work, we've really heard nothing about this series in a long time. It's been a while since we've heard anything, so I don't think that's going to be coming anytime soon. And generally, if a show is going to be coming out like within like say 6-8 weeks of where we are at any given point, usually by then you have started seeing Disney kind of getting itself ready for it. You know, they'll start off with maybe a release date. They'll start showing off some first images. There'll be, usually there's some interviews. It's a little bit tricky right now, but they usually start setting things up with teaser trailers, and there's like a whole campaign that will go up before it. And you've got to be thinking, if a show was to be coming out in say 4 to 6 weeks, we will already be kind of in there. Some stuff doesn't get promoted in the same way, but that's usually because they aren't major titles. You know, if they're, and I think something like the Spiderwick Chronicles is a big enough show that it would want a little bit of a campaign to do it. But also it's going to be very hard to launch these kind of shows right now with the actors strike. They can't promote it, they can't get people into it, so that's always a little bit tricky. But hopefully we get updates on these shows pretty soon. But to be honest, while these actors and writers strikes are on, I'm not expecting any major news from anything like this. You know, we're kind of in the zone now. It's a bit of a wasteland in terms of new announcements and stuff, because they can't really do a lot, they can't promote a lot, they can't really do a huge amount of stuff. But let us know what you think about all this in the comments below. Remember, go check us out over at what's on at disneyplus.com. Like, follow and subscribe, and I shall see you guys soon. Laters.